I know as a kid that you loved biology more than anything. You
Yeah, I
loved
did, actually.
cutting up frogs and rats and all that kind of stuff.
Used to hang out with a few rats.
I've got a question for you.
Yep.
Right? So I don't like hairs hanging out my nose.
No one does.
And I don't like looking at people
No.
who have got hairs
No.
hanging out their nose.
No, it's-
you know when someone's got a hair hanging out their nose?
Yeah.
I want to reach over and rip that thing out.
Yep.
Right? And I don't care if it hurts or not.
No, I'm hearing you.
So I'm at an age where the hairs in my nose are dark and grey.
Yeah.
So I can rip the dark ones out and nothing happens.
Yeah.
Now, here's the biological question that I'm sure you're versed to answer.
I'm ready to go.
Why, when I pull a grey hair out, does my nose light up like a clown?
Really?
Why would that
It hurts.
happen? No, I ripped one out.
Maybe they're deep-rooted, the greys.
I ripped one out today, and I just know tomorrow I'm going to look in that mirror and I might as well put the big floppy shoes on. It's going to look disgusting. I'm telling you. So why, listener, if you can tell me why,
Yeah.
please get on our socials.
I can't answer that question, but I do know this, that my daughter picked up on my nasal hair.
Did she rip it out?
No, guess what she bought me for Christmas?
What'd she do?
One of those
Little
little zzz.
Yeah.
So it's like an electric toothbrush.
Yeah.
Just put it up there and it just zips them away.
Yeah. Hey, I noticed you've had a haircut,
Yeah.
and by the way, you're looking very handsome.
Very handsome.
Thank you.
So-
Thank you.
well
Thank you. Thank you.
Should there be a service, now that I'm just thinking about hair, where your ear hair, why wouldn't they? I'd pay an extra $10.
Are you going ear hair?
I'd pay an extra $10. I'd pay an extra $10 for them to get the tweezers and just rip all the ear hair out.
No, get that same machine. The same machine works in your ears.
But then that thing's there. Then your hair grows back. I want it ripped out.
Oh, okay, you want hair removal.
Or
reckon laser hair
wax it
removal?
out,
Yeah.
or do something. Just get rid
So
of it.
that's what happens when you hit mid-40s. Hair starts growing in areas where you don't want it to.
And
Yeah.
it stops
So
it where
it's
you do want it to.
Anyway,
Hey, we're at the Burvale.
we're going to start the
Yeah,
podcast.
we'll
though.
start the podcast. So, hey, but
Good.
talking about hair, there is some blokes in here with some hair on the chin.
choice.
You know the Burvale? In fact, I told someone else coming to the Burvale today,
Yeah.
and guess what he said to me?
Let me think. Put your mouth guard on through the front door.
Very similar.
Right.
He goes, can you find my two front teeth?
What? What?
So Mick from my hab
Yes.
had his two front teeth knocked out in the Burvale right here at the front bar. I said, why? What
How long
happened?
ago? It would have been years ago
No,
because it's cleaned up.
It was 30 years. It was 30 years ago.
Because 30 years ago, this had an ulterior name. It was also known as Festival Hall.
Yeah, it was. No, that's right. It was a bloodbath.
It was a bloodbath.
If you
this
wanted to
joint.
fight, if you wanted to test yourself out, anyway, Mick comes here. I said, were you testing yourself out? He goes, no, I was just coming here for a couple of quiet beers. I said, what happened? He said, someone looked at me. I looked at him. And he said, the next thing I'm missing the two front teeth.
Jeez.
I said, well, next time, don't look like that. Just move on. So, but the Burvale was known for that.
Yeah,
And that's one.
Well, some pubs are known for stuff.
Yeah, well, the pub's cleaned up now, but it's
Yeah.
like Young and Jackson's, Chloe. You know, Young and Jackson's.
Yeah.
they
So
got the photo of
Chloe is very famous.
And you've heard about why it's famous, because it was the
Because of Chloe.
first nude that a lot of people had seen, because it was painted.
What do you mean? Kids?
No. In the army days, so
Yeah.
we're talking back in the early 1900s.
Yeah.
There was no porn around then. There was no. There was no.
Oh, my God.
No.
Listen,
But we're banned.
I've been wrapped over the knuckles for talking about that stuff.
No, there
Can
wasn't.
we not talk it
But
the P word anymore?
there wasn't the availability for
Right.
people to see nude women, you know, at the
Right.
fluke of a switch.
Right, so that
What?
was
So-
1930s red tube.
No, let's say 1910. so the early 1900s, there's a nude photo of Chloe up on the wall, and
Right.
you can see everything. So,
Yeah.
so when a serviceman went over to war,
Yeah.
they would write letters back to Chloe thinking that she was like, they were half a chance. like half a chance. And the
Jeez.
letters are famous. Like, they've still kept all the letters. The letters are amazing. That's
Right.
part of the... So when you think of Young and Jackson's, you think
Yeah.
of Chloe.
Yeah, okay.
Like when you think of the Burvale, you think of Festival Hall.
All right, I'm going to test you out. All
All
right.
right.
There was once a place in Brighton on Church Street called Jake's. What was it famous
Sawdust.
for? Sawdust on the floor.
Sawdust on the floor.
Very, very good.
And the good thing about that, well, actually, no, I don't know if it's a good thing, but if you
if you spilled a
if you
drink,
spilled a drink,
it didn't slip over on the ground.
Any water got soaked up, Mark.
It was fantastic.
Any water got soaked up.
It was great.
I was trying to think.
you're talking about not having to go to the loo.
People urinated on Jake's floor.
Are you joking?
No,
I'm telling you.
That was the
they
smell.
did not. They did not.
You ever smell Jake's? It wasn't the smell of sawdust was like woody, but it was a wee woody.
Can I keep testing, please? I'll
Yes,
give you
test away.
I'll give you one more.
Okay.
I really like this. Now,
Right.
actually, people can get involved in our socials here. Pubs and what they were famous for, but I'll give you this one.
Yep.
In Frankston, 21st century.
Revolving dance floor.
Revolving dance floor.
You know, it was funny.
It was a rotisserie.
I only ever went there once.
It was a rotisserie.
I only ever went there once, right? And I only had 2 or 3 moves.
Yes.
But I get to use them 3 or 4 times in the one lap.
In the right-
one lap. So I go,
right.
and
then you
get
calm
the next
down.
one. Then I stop again. So everyone got to see my moves.
The whole joint.
The whole joint.
The whole joint.
Honestly, thought I was so cool the first time I was ever on that dance floor.
Could we film you doing that move and whack it up on the socials? Because that thing you just did was the worst move I've ever seen.
I had a bit of rap. It was a half rap. It was half rap and half barn dance. I think it wasn't good.
Come on, give us another one. Give us another one.
Let's go into state. Right, you, and I know you've spent a lot of time in Queensland.
Yeah.
What about the Brecky Creek Hotel?
Scrambled eggs.
Oh, wow.
Scrambled eggs.
No.
Poached eggs. What?
Steak.
Is it?
Steak.
Why is it known as the Breakfast Creek Hotel then? I thought it'd be like hangover cures.
Oh, sorry, you've got the Brecky. So you're thinking eggs and bacon for breakfast.
Right.
No, it's just known. It's a big steak pub. But
Steak
the other
joint.
thing it's known for is it gets flooded. Like
yeah, that's true.
It's near
On the river,
near
yeah.
the river, so it often gets flooded. What about the tunnel? What's the tunnel known for?
The tunnel.
Nightclub.
Oh, sticky carpet.
Yeah, sticky carpet.
And the day the horse head turned up on the front
It
door.
got hammered up on the
That's
thing.
right. It was a
Yeah.
warning to the
Yeah.
owners or somebody in
Yeah.
there.
Hey, there's a nice little nook in the tunnel too, just underneath the stairs, right near the
listen,
cigarette machine. Just a nice little nook you can just get away and just get a bit of private time if you needed private time.
You had a little smoke there?
Yeah,
Were you allowed to
nah,
smoke?
no, I
Were you
didn't.
allowed to smoke inside back then?
At the tunnel?
Yeah, of
If
course
you
you
weren't
were.
smoking, you weren't part of the hit.
They didn't have a little room you had to go to?
No,
That was a little bit
Come here,
later.
smell like an ashtray.
Have you heard of the Imeo Hotel in Mackay?
No, actually, I have heard of it. But
Do
I
you know
don't.
why?
I've never been
You heard
there.
of it?
Hang on, Mackay.
Yeah.
Because of the squash rackets up on the wall.
Yeah, no.
It's not Heather
It
Mackay.
was named after Heather Mackay, you're right. No, the best view in Australia from a pub.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the absolute best view.
Okay,
I'll go
all right.
close to the San Remo Hotel, having a very good, very, very good view as well.
Talk about punch-ons. If I mention this name, does it ring a bell? Ramsgate.
The Ramsgate?
Yeah.
No, why? The Ramsgate?
That was where the Adelaide Crows and Port Adelaide punched on with Rashudo at the
Yes,
Ramsgate Hotel in
yes.
South Australia.
That's right. My God.
Yeah.
So it's famous for that.
And the other one too is the Cottesloe Hotel.
Oh, just superb for the
Just-
Sunday session. They
and
had
the-
the
and
best
the-
Sunday session in the world.
And the sun setting, just
That's right.
beautiful.
What a beautiful joint. Honestly, Perth,
Unbelievable.
it's just the
Have
most
you-
isolated city in the whole world. We all know that. But my God, it's one of the most beautiful joints ever.
You been down to Margaret River?
Yes, I have, but only to play the West
Play
Australian
golf.
Open.
Did you get Monkey Mile or whatever it's called?
Yeah, hang on, Ebony's here.
Hang on, hello, Ebony.
Hey guys, how you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Very good.
That's good.
Now we're going to get a couple of beers, Mark.
Yes, we are.
What are you having?
I'm having a Great Northern Straight.
Gee whiz.
Yeah, I'm not messing
Actually,
around
we'll have
with
two
that.
of them.
Just a pot.
Yeah, just a
two.
pot.
Just a pot.
He normally has
shandy.
He normally has shandies.
But I'm having just a straight pot of Great Northern.
Ebony,
Okay, no worries.
how long have you been working here?
About 4 months now.
4
So
months?
not too long at all.
Have you been in the pub game a long time?
Yeah, I did work at San Remo pub for for
down
a
at Phillip
year.
Island.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous pub,
Oh,
isn't it?
it was awesome. The hotel motel is great.
Did
there.
you live down there?
Yeah, I did.
And you're
yeah.
back up here now?
Yeah, I'm back up here.
Tell
now.
me, we're just having a conversation about what pubs are famous for. What's the San Remo most famous for?
Oh, that's hard.
Anyone famous used to turn up there, or
Oh, not really, but well, not that I know of. But I think it's more known for when we get everyone in for the MotoGP and we
you
get very big
you go.
crowds, and that is awesome
What
down
was the
there.
pub? What was the pub that burnt down there?
That's the San Remo Hotel Motel. That's
it.
the one that I'm
Well,
speaking
that's what
of.
it's famous
yeah.
No,
for.
I know.
Yeah.
It's famous
Oh,
for
it's
being.
famous- yeah, it
I
is.
know what
That's
this
true,
is.
yeah.
No, there's something else they're famous for.
What?
I'm not sure if it's still up there. The biggest shark in the world was caught down there by a guy named Vic Hislop or Vic Haslop.
Hislop.
Hislop.
Yeah.
And they used to have the
Are you kidding?
up on the wall.
The jaws.
They used to have the length of the shark. Oh, they might have the jaws as well. But they had photos of the shark, how big it was, because it was caught down there, and that's where Vic used to drink. But is that
Maybe
still
they
up on the wall now, or they didn't put that back?
At the hotel motel?
yeah.
No, it's not up there when I was working there,
It
yeah.
got burned. It probably got burned up.
There you go.
It would have got burned up.
There you go. You bet
The
you know that.
legendary shark. No, I didn't know that.
Vic Hislop. And you caught it on a bloody fishing rod, Mark.
Yeah.
Not on a piece
Amazing,
of rope. Yeah.
amazing. Hey, Ebony, when some of these lads here at the Burvale have had, 3 or 4 beers,
Yeah.
they don't start serenading, with the famous song, do they?
Ebony and Ivory.
Ebony
I hear it
and
every single
Ivory.
day. Even when they haven't even had a couple drinks, as soon as they walk in, it's the first thing that
Yeah,
they
I
sing
bet.
when they see
Yeah,
me.
do you know what this pub's famous for?
What?
In the old days, this used to be a brawling pub. There used to be
I
punch-on
have
after
heard
punch-on.
that, yeah.
So my mate Mick had his teeth knocked out here. You haven't found a couple of front teeth here in the last couple of weeks?
I mean, no, but we'd probably keep it up for a monument, I reckon. That would be pretty interesting to keep up on the walls. So
Awesome.
not like a great shark.
Well, thanks so much, Ebony.
That's
Good
all
on
right.
What do you
Thank
have? A
you.
couple of
Two Northerns.
Do you want
join
some
us one
chicken
if you
nuggets
like.
as well?
No, chicken
I
nuggets.
don't want any chicken
Thanks, Eb.
nuggets.
Hard for a young girl. Hard for a young girl working in a bar unless you can handle yourself. Ebony can handle herself.
Clearly.
Oh, yeah.
She
She's
does,
tough.
have,
Tough
she
as
does have
nails.
a couple of nose rings, which if she was my daughter, they wouldn't be in. But they
that's-
look good on
hey,
Ebony.
That's standard practice for the younger generations these days, David.
I hate it.
Yeah, I know you
hate
hate
nose
it.
rings.
I hate it too.
I don't know. I don't get them.
But you got to get
But
used to it.
she's a good worker.
What else of the younger generation do you think us 50-year-olds have just got to get used to because it's not going away?
Mobile devices
Yeah.
and their ability to be able to use their fingers at a ferocious speed.
Yeah.
How quick are they?
Oh, they're a joke. And my boy, I watched him last night do an essay, and he types
How good
better
is it?
than any person. You know,
I love
what's-
it. I actually get fascinated by watching how
Me
good
too.
they are at.
Me too. Remember once upon a time, the secretary was basically judged on how many words per minute.
And how many mistakes in that minute?
That's right. My kid could do 100 words per minute without even
Oh, gee
blinking.
whiz. I
In
can't.
second gear.
I can't. Do you remember years ago?
Yeah.
You might remember this.
Yeah.
When we were working at SEN,
Yeah.
and I used to write for the Geelong
That's
Addy,
right.
and
I remember, I know what you're going to say. I used to come in the room and look so stupid. Go and tell them.
So I was so bad at typing because my fingers are no good.
Yeah, well,
right?
pecking.
So
You just
I
peck.
was pecking.
You just peck
So
with one finger.
this invention came out called the Nautilus, which was a converter of voice to text.
Oh.
To
Yeah.
type.
It
And
was
I
the
thought,
first one
this
of
is
its kind.
unbelievable.
First one of its kind.
Well, you read into it, and
Yeah,
then
but this is primitive. This is primitive. No, yeah. So you're reading. So I had the headphones on,
Yep.
with the thing around thing, and it's going onto my computer.
He looked like he's a pilot about
Like,
to take
seriously.
off.
Yeah, yeah,
So
okay.
he had to strap
So-
himself into this big
Right,
chair,
so,
the whole lot.
So let's just say I'm talking about Justin Kaczynski. Justin Kaczynski, he leads out. He just needs to draw back and put his arms up, and it come up, and it'd be Peter Andre. Peter Andre smells like catfish. It was so bad.
It was so bad.
I actually did more typing than I've ever done in my life, fixing up the mistakes of this Nautilus. But now, how good is text now?
I was going to say, that's 15 years ago.
I know.
And now, quite often, I just push the button and just talk into it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so easy.
It is so
And you say
good.
full stop goes, new paragraph starts. It is just outrageous.
So the other day I'm
what's
texting a
going on.
message, and Indy's there watching me, and I've made a mistake. So I delete, go all the way back. She goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm deleting
You're
so I
a
can go back."
caveman. You're a
She goes,
caveman, Dad.
Dad, if you hold the button down and drag it, you don't have to delete it all. You just put the word in that you've missed, and away you go.
Oh, Ebony, you are
thanks,
the
Eb. Thank you,
absolute
darling.
No worries.
Thank you
You
very,
are the
very
best.
much.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Well,
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. So she showed me that. I reckon since then it saved me at least 20 or 30 minutes.
Cheers, mate.
Yep. Thank you. Beautiful.
That is exactly what I needed.
I love a pot. Oh, that is so good.
Speaking about texting,
But do they text anymore, or is it all Snapchat?
have you been texting Heather Mackay? How close are we to getting
Oh, yeah, Heather Mackay. What a joke this is.
Well, it's KB, isn't it?
Well, we got KB. KB should be able to get Heather Mackay. All right? The problem I'm worried about with Heather Mackay is she doesn't do a lot, so she might not be as jovial as we'd like her to be.
She never
might-
lost a game of squash.
How many people are
Heather
playing?
Mackay's getting on our program,
I know,
mate. She
but
should be really happy.
But how many people play squash anyway? Like
Mate,
I know
back
one.
then,
I know
lots of
one,
people did.
I'll be honest with you. I know one person who plays squash, and he's the biggest dweeb.
Who's that?
Luke.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Luke, that's like if you're going to put a picture of a squash person up, you put a picture of Luke up. Actually, can we put Luke on our socials?
We will, but if Heather Mackay hears this description, she's not going to be inclined to come on.
Yeah,
we
that's
can't
modern day squash. We're talking about Luke, who's,
okay,
our,
right.
direct,
Okay,
who's
all
our
right.
director of digital
All right, Dan.
at Assembled Media.
All right, Dan, answer this question for me. How many people are talking about squash on podcasts right now?
I wouldn't have thought too many.
Fucking none.
No.
Please. No one is. So Heather
not
Mackay
one.
should be thinking about us, about what we're doing for her sport to grow her sport and keep her name relevant.
Well, we went to Squash Australia. You said you were going to chase it up, and you haven't done it. So I
right.
feel you're deflecting.
Okay.
All right, that's
no,
one. That's one. Hang on a second.
Hang on.
Kevin
Where's-
Bloody Wilson, Rodney Rood. Have you?
They're on tour. They're on tour. I'm speaking to their agents as we speak. So I reckon I'll have Kevin Bloody Wilson on the show within a week.
All right.
Rodney Rood, he wants a fee.
He wants a fee.
He wants a fee.
How much do you want?
I don't know.
Couple
what he's
hundred?
after. No.
300.
Dollars?
Just to make a phone call.
I know.
And promote his next show.
He has a contract.
He's doing it. Mate, we're doing him a favour.
He earns more money than me and you will ever see in our lifetime on an annual basis.
Yeah.
All right. I know the IPL's in full swing. I know that Ricky Ponting's got new hair and he's got a new house.
Yes, he does. It looks good too. 20
Yes.
million in Turek.
So tell me,
My God.
where is he?
He's still in India coaching his team.
Did you know that?
There's nothing I can do.
You may not know this, but there is telecommunications available where we can speak to him from India
Fair point.
to here.
Here's the most magnificent thing about what Ricky Ponting wants to do. He wants to come to a pub with us and have a beer.
That is-
And he's suggesting
I
Hotel
call
Brighton.
bullshit. I call bullshit.
Well, he always goes to Hotel Brighton. He hasn't quite moved yet, and it's going to be his last dance
Oh, hang on.
at Hotel Brighton.
His last dance is
His
going to be
last
with
dance-
us on a podcast.
That's right.
We can't even speak to him on a phone
Jeez.
in India,
It's
but
gonna
he's going to do the last dance with us.
His last dance at the Brighton Hotel, which was his local, with us.
I was
That's a
driving.
promise.
I was driving down.
That's a promise.
I was driving down Bay Street, and this is not a word of a lie. And I saw a man walking along the beach, and I thought, "Gee, it's cold. He's only wearing speedos." I thought of the great white shark, Greg Norman. I thought, "Hang on, the shark's in town."
I forgot.
Have we got the great white nudist coming on?
I haven't made contact.
What?
No, I haven't tried, so I apologise.
What do you mean you haven't tried?
I just completely forgot.
Apologies.
You
are
forgot
hollow.
about Greg Norman.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm
so
sorry.
Can we,
But look, he's on $100 million a year to look after Liv. I'm not sure he was, I was trying to craft a way of getting him on the program.
Sounds
In
very
fact, actually,
excusey.
tell him we like you. Tell him we're the ones that like his shirts because no one else does.
actually, it's a good one for a listener. If you've got a good way
A good angle.
of crafting an angle to get the great white nudist on a couple of blokes and a couple of beers, could you please send them
Oh,
through?
you know he played tennis, right? Oh no, so he went out
He
with a
loves
tennis player.
tennis.
He went out with a tennis player.
Yes, Chrissy Everett.
What about if we said we might be able to hook you up with a squash player?
Yeah, the guy. Yeah. Oh, they're both from Queensland. I know. This is perfect.
That could be. Now imagine that.
It could work. What about this though, Marko?
Yes.
What if you sent him a message saying, "Hey, I was talking to Rory McIlroy. He's thinking about joining Liv. Wants me, as in you, to do the deal. Can we discuss?" And then when you get on the phone, you say, "Oh no, Rory changed his mind." While you're here, though,
That's not silly.
Oh, it's not silly.
That's not silly.
So Rory's speaking to us. If we're speaking to Rory, why wouldn't we have Rory on instead of Greg?
I've got to make contact with his Australian management.
You know the other person I want to speak to?
Who?
Is Daniel Ricciardo.
How are we going? What's he doing these days? Racing go-karts
No,
again?
that's
Or what's
it.
he doing?
He's doing remote control cars at the moment, I think.
Really?
He's doing nothing.
Might be doing a toothpaste commercial with that smile.
He got great teeth.
He could have the ring of confidence.
Actually, can I... Talking about teeth, right?
Yes.
He's got a great set of fangs.
The best ever.
A great set of fangs.
Yep, the best ever.
So when it comes to fangs and comes to sportsmen,
Yeah.
the Liz Smiley
Yep.
commercial for Extra is still the greatest piece of marketing
Yes, it is.
ever produced
Without
in
doubt.
Australian history.
Without doubt.
Because no one ever forgets Liz Smiley and
That's
her,
right.
and her teeth
And her lisp.
and her lisp. Very
Beautiful.
Very well. So if
Magnificent.
Daniel Ricciardo started doing ads, Like I can't show his face because he's a dentist.
Yes.
Like so, they were powerful aids too. Daniel Ricciardo could go to the next
easy.
level. He's got a great set of.
Yeah.
Tiger's got good fangs too.
Yeah. You see, one of Tiger's teeth actually went brown there for a little while. Did you notice that?
Chocolate?
No, more caramel.
No, was he eating chocolate?
Oh, jeez. I told you were talking colour. They went off there for a little bit, but it got fixed up. And it's funny, when Greg Norman, when we had the live event way back when in Adelaide, they kept on showing Greg Norman because that's at the golf course where he won his first event.
Oh, okay.
You looked at Greg's choppers then
you got new
versus
choppers now.
his choppers now. I mean,
You've got a mate.
Are a significant improvement.
Well, you've got a mate who's spent a lot of money on choppers.
You're talking about our car dealership friend?
Yes, Mr. Dutton.
Haas.
Haas.
Hello, Haas, if you're listening.
So Haas and my mate Crab.
They've got the best teeth.
They went to the same dentist.
Yeah.
And I said, how much for your fangs? And he goes, 50. 50,000 for his fangs.
Yeah.
No.
I'm telling you, and only the top. That's not the double banger. If he wants to get the bottom ones done, it's another $80,000.
Well, that's ridiculous.
What is it with car dealers? Because we've both got a friend down in Berwick.
Oh, yes.
Down in Berwick.
Craig Howard. Mercedes-Benz Berwick. There you go.
He must have spent an absolute bomb. In fact, I know. He spent, 30 plus.
And Andrew Moore is still selling more cars at Lexus.
Yeah, I know. Andrew Moore.
Ding, ding.
Lexus and Blackburn is absolutely flying at the moment.
That's what happens when you've got fake teeth.
Get down there for sure. Hey, we've got to take a break. Can we? Are you sure you don't want any chippies or something like that?
Might get a couple of chippies.
I wonder how much chicken chips are here. They would be $7.50 like that bloody petrol station last week.
Imagine she brings up the chips and there's two teeth sitting in the bowl.
All right, go on. I tell you what, this Burvale pub,
It's
the
a good
pipes.
pub.
How about the pipes? How good does the beer taste?
Well, don't drink mine. Oh, hang on. You're trying to grab mine then?
No,
that's yours.
That one's mine.
All right. Well,
just what are you doing?
You still got a fair bit left.
Well, hey, we've got that much feedback to get through.
All right.
So we're going to get to that very, very soon. And Jason Scott, 23, he has been crying for weeks that the podcast doesn't go long enough.
All right.
So, Jace, you'd be happy this week. It's going to go for about 40 minutes, I reckon.
Really?
Maybe 50.
You do 10 minutes of bonus content.
The way we're going. Hey, we've always got callers and people who reply to us.
Yes.
And if you do, you have a chance to get on the podcast. But Sean the Storeman from Chemist Warehouse
Oh, really?
has given us a bell. So we've got in contact. G'day, Sean the Storeman.
Hey, how are you boys going?
Mate.
We're good, Shawnee.
Well-
Whereabouts? Which
Good.
Chemist Warehouse you involved with?
Sunbury.
Oh.
There's two. I'm at one of those ones, so
Nice.
your hometown.
Yeah, nice. All right.
Now, Dan, our producer here, director, producer, he's told us you want to pick us up on a couple of things, and this doesn't make sense to us. It couldn't possibly.
There was a few weeks ago you were talking about getting Rodney Rood on and Kevin Bloody Wilson, and we haven't heard much progress on that. So I'm wondering what's going on.
I wonder whose fault that is.
We're hanging.
Whose fault is
It's a
that?
really good point you bring up there, Sean, because I spoke to Mark about this the other week, and I thought he was.
Come on.
No. I've nearly got it sorted.
You nearly got it sorted.
Now,
What does that mean?
Well, I'll tell you what it means. They're writing a routine for us. Yes, they're not just going to come on empty-handed.
There go the great legs.
Well,
that's good.
Sean, stay tuned. It's happening soon. Second point, please.
the second one was you should run a competition to get a couple of blokes to have a couple of beers with you. I think that'd be a pretty interesting thing.
Now, that's actually quite smart.
Actually, that is very, very clever.
They're handing out cleverness down in Sunbury all of a sudden.
Don't worry, there's been all of there. What's your beer of choice?
Hang on. Before we do that, let's work out this competition. This is a great idea. What's the comp?
I was going to say I haven't given the competition itself a lot of thought. So I just thought it'd be a pretty good prize.
Oh, you're an ideas man without the idea.
Right.
Yeah, apparently.
How about we do this?
All right, what are we
this
doing?
is a little bit self-indulgent and will help our program. The person who retweets this episode the most we'll shout them lunch at their pub.
But can't you only
With a mate.
retweet once?
You can only do it once.
Oh, well, that's the end of that.
There's already.
Well,
what
how
a
do we do
shit
it?
idea that is.
Yeah, sorry. Well, come on, we've got to do something like that.
What about if someone gets Kevin Bloody Wilson to call the show and he says, this person is the one who got me to do it?
Yeah, if that happens, we will shout him and
Mate.
4 of his mates to the pub.
Mate, Dan's not that hard up for lunch. I mean, he's probably got the number there. What are you talking about?
Are
It's
you
only
mates-
a lunch if you want a
mate-
lunch,
Are
mate.
you mates with KBW, are you?
No, I am not. No, I am not.
Righto.
I do love the
I
Christmas
think he's
song.
on tour. It'd be a bit hard.
Righto.
No,
Have
yeah,
you got
but-
an idea, Rox?
Yeah.
So Sean didn't give it much thought.
No.
Mine was a dead end. Bloody Dan's just looking for a free lunch. He could do it in the flash of it.
I reckon anybody.
Fingers.
All right. So the
So
person,
you.
so the person that can share our link to the biggest Facebook following or to a large Facebook following, and there might be 3 or 4 of them.
So-
we will get them involved in our show.
Good idea.
We'll get them to the pub and we'll shout them beers and lunch.
So what do we do? So you can see how many views
Yep,
something got.
so Dan will do that. Dan will know how many followers they've got, and if you launch it
Hang
onto
on.
if you've got 25,000 followers, you're in.
This isn't what
No, maybe
our
what they do-
podcast is about, though. We can't look after the big, tough guy with 30,000 followers.
No, no,
We're
listen.
all about the little guy.
All right, well, we'll do it with the least amount.
What if they send a couple of jokes in? Do a joke competition.
Oh, best joke.
Their best joke, yes.
Hang on.
Now we go.
Which can lead
hang on a
into
second.
another point.
This
This is going somewhere.
This is called a brain dump right here between
Right.
us 4.
So you've got to share a joke with the link to this podcast.
Yeah, nice.
And the best joke wins. Wins.
It's a great
There
idea.
you go.
Lunch for you
So-
and,
no, so what
you
we'll
and
do-
your mate
so
at a
we'll-
pub close to them.
Yep.
And we'll do the podcast and have lunch and we'll shout.
So let's do it for 3 weeks.
Which means I'll
so
shout.
then we got 3 groups coming to lunch with us, or three parties, three joke
Oh,
tellers.
you wanna- okay.
So there'll be us and 3
No, I hate
So us
expender.
and 3 plus their mate.
plus your mates.
Or
So
their
that's-
wife.
So at 6 there'll be a table of 10. There'll be a table. What?
Well, someone might want to bring their missus. It's a bit like your mate in the golf.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. All right.
Hang on, well, let's
let-
make it an executive decision. If the joke teller wants to bring a girlfriend/wife, is that okay?
No, because it's called a couple of blokes, a couple of beers. So we're having our blokes at
Okay.
having a beers.
Okay.
Well, what if a lady wins? She can come, surely.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely, she can.
Yeah, good. Okay.
Of course she can.
She got to put a
But she's
moustache
not,
on.
but she's not bringing a husband.
Yeah, gotcha.
She's not bringing a husband. no.
Yeah. She's got to bring a friend.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very intricate.
Who's single?
Can we stop this, please? All right, now, Sean, I tell you, I reckon.
Hang on. Have you got any more, Sean? Have you got a third point?
Talking about jokes, there was a dad joke, I believe, last week where you said something about going backwards up the aisle in a marriage and giving the ring back and all that.
Yeah,
That's actually a Kevin Bloody Wilson song.
it is not.
So they've pinched that idea.
That's why I play our old wedding video backwards and dream of how things could have turned out like. Starts when you give back the ring.
You make me sick, Mark Allen.
Bugging me.
You make me sick.
That wasn't my joke. That
You are
was
stealing jokes.
No.
You are stealing jokes
No,
of
it's-
Kevin Bloody
it
Wilson.
wasn't me.
Was that Darren the banker?
It was Darren the banker with a B. Now he's a
well,
W.
Well, Darren, you make me sick.
Oh, jeez.
You make me sick.
Can I just say, before we go any further,
Yeah.
it was Sean's idea for the competition.
Yes.
So surely Sean gets a seat at this table
Sean, you're
with
at the
a mate
table.
as well.
Now, you work at Chemist Warehouse?
Bring some
Yes.
yoop. Bring some yoop.
Sure, is that all you're going to ask for?
Oh, what are you thinking? Not blue pills.
No,
you are not.
No, mate, Metzel.
What's Metzel?
Oh, it's this good cream for your back.
Okay.
So you bring some Metzel.
No, don't bring any.
No, the
so Sean
competition's for
and
drinks.
his mate is in.
Yep, you're in.
You're in.
And so you're going
And
to have
your
drinks
mate.
and lunch on us.
Right. But what was the
Yeah.
competition again?
You got to send your joke in.
Yes.
And you got to link it to this.
This
No,
podcast
hang on,
episode.
hang on,
Hang on,
This
hang on.
episode.
You've got to share this episode and write your joke there.
And write
Yeah.
your joke there.
And the 3 best jokes,
Chosen
come
by us,
yes,
coming with us.
not Dan. He doesn't know what he's doing.
me and
you and me.
Yeah, so they
So-
come with us to have drinks and a meal.
Done.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, Sean. Sounds like you got another call, mate.
No worries. Cheers, buddy.
We'll talk
Thank
to you later. We'll see you at
All
lunch.
good.
We'll see you at
will.
lunch.
See you, mate.
See you then. Cheers.
Sound like a good fella.
Oh, he's a Sunbury bloke. Down, salt of the earth.
No, that's why I was surprised.
I should have asked him about some which pubs was his fighting pub in Sunbury. All right. He would have said all of them.
It's time for tweets to the editor.
All right.
Goodness me. How long is this podcast going for?
Far too long.
I've got appointments all over the place
Mate,
today.
I've dodged 3 fights here already. If we stay here much longer, I'm going to be in one. All right.
Righto.
So now, one Marko giving you a little bit of. Oh no! What about this one? I forgot about the feedback that I got about the chipping lesson you gave to Matt.
Yeah, he was a good fella too, Matt. Nice fella.
So this comes from Trevor. Trev says, civil unselfishness, great work, Marko. Are you friends now the chipper is gone?
Yes. Now that,
he's gone. So Matt's got rid of the chipper?
Matt is now using that piece of garbage to stoke his fire at home.
That's so good.
That is
so
it.
good. Well done.
It's a garbage piece of
And then Stuart Drury said, you're a good bloke, Marko.
Oh, thanks, Stewie.
Well, you don't know him, Stu, so don't be making preemptive comments without full facts.
And now a couple responding to the accidental text. Remember the episode where we told the story where I sent a text about somebody to that actual person?
Yes,
A couple of weeks ago, yeah.
So, Ryan Fraser, I've been wondering all day who it was. Well, we can't say.
No, you can't.
We can't actually say.
Can you select 5 people and it's one of them?
No.
I think I'll give you one hint. No, and it's very cryptic.
Please don't. Please don't.
It's cryptic.
Mate,
no, you won't even get
Is
it.
this cone of silence?
Trouble.
You won't get it.
I'll get in trouble.
Hang on. Is this cone of silence?
Yes,
Cone of silence.
yes.
Cone of
Hang on,
silence.
silent.
Cone of silence. Here we go.
Have they got one here at the Burvale?
Think of the Flintstones. There you go. That's it. There's your hint.
All right, that'll do me.
Okay, cone of silence up.
Cone of silence up, please. Matty James sends one through where he sent a message to the wrong person.
Yeah, what did he send?
He said, "Oi, dickhead, how'd you go on the weekend?" It was meant for my little brother, but instead actually sent it to my regional manager.
Now, Paul Turgan, he said, great podcast. Only wish it was a little longer. Keep up the great work, guys.
Oh, really? Don't you,
That's
Paul?
very nice. Before we get to the joke, right?
Yep.
Last week's pod, we established that there is clearly good-looking, red-headed women in this world.
In fact,
they're walking around
and
alone.
women. Men and women.
No. But we also established
that's right.
that the men who are good-looking with red hair are far and few between. Is that right? Is that how you say it?
Very few and far between.
That one.
You've had that.
I don't know where I am.
And it's a full street. No, it wasn't. It was a midi.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't a shandy.
lemonade in
No,
that.
it wasn't a shandy. It was a mid-strength.
You.
It's
Take that
it's
back.
a great northern mid-strength.
See, I'm making a comeback.
All right, well done.
So if you can think of a good-looking, red-headed bloke, 1, name, 2, picture, so we can be the judge, and we'll look at that next week.
But we've already got some nominations, and we're going to hold them off till next week.
It's time to spin the wheel.
All right.
Here we go.
What is it, Mark? What is it?
Dad joke, blonde joke. It's a teeth joke.
Really?
For the back of Mick losing his teeth at the Burvale.
Who'd have thought? Who'd have
Put
thought?
that on the board.
Who would have thought about it?
This is a miracle.
Hang on.
Have you got one?
What is a dentist's favourite dinosaur?
I don't know.
A flossosaurus.
Very nice. Very nice.
So a big thanks to the Burvale here on Springvale Road. It is an institution. It's looking magnificent. The sports bar has got 6 pool tables, a magnificent pinball machine over in the corner that I'm going to go and have a spin on now.
Got the big screens.
Yes.
You have a punt if you want to have a punt.
Yeah, we're right
If
next
that
to the
floats your
TAB.
boat. Yeah, which
I
is
thought
great.
that'd make you happy.
No, it's awesome.
Oh, what about what was on the screen before Ox got here?
Yeah, they had a game. You were on the telly.
Really?
Yeah, they were
How'd it
playing
go?
one of your games. No, you seemed okay. It was one of the headband games.
Oh, no, it was
what
early.
years were that?
That was 91.
It was a West Coast game.
That was my first game.
Oh, really?
And you know who played their first game that day?
Who?
Alan Djokovic.
Is that right?
Yeah, so we ran out of the of the race, and we all went left, and Jacko went right. And I thought, we've got a strange one here. and he went and high-fived the crowd, and he kind of joined back up with us.
That's
we thought
incredible.
he's off his head here, and he was.
Anyway, good to see you.
Good on you. Same time next week.
Oh, what a show. Always fun to be back in the pubs. Burvale today with Ebony looking after Ox and Marko. Absolutely fantastic. And thanks to family member Sean today for suggesting that fantastic competition idea. If you want to be part of the Couple of Blokes, Couple of Beers get together for a bit of a feed and a couple of quiet brewskis with the boys, share this episode with as many people as you can, tell them all about it, and we'll pick some winners. The Couple of Blokes, Couple of Beers podcast is executive produced by Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media, and sound design is by Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com.